Compton's voice. Sign up today. Make the choice. Whoa. Sign up today. 424-256-9211. Send us your email. Sign up today. Stories of the people shining so bright. Compton's moving forward with a future in sight. Advancing progress, we spread the word. Voices of the city, we make sure they're heard. Hub City Legend, the paper we trust. For Compton, for progress, for all of us. 424-256-9211. Sign up today, send us your email. 424-256-9211. Sign up today, send us your email. Don't delay. Honoring heroes, the legends we know. Keeping tabs on the council, watching us grow. Repairs in the city, we tell it all. Hub City Legend, Compton stands tall. Hub City Legend, the paper we trust. For Compton, for progress, for all of us. 424-256-9211. Sign up today, send us your email. 424-256. Hub City Legend, the paper of the city. Hub City Legend, the pride of the city. 424-256-9211. 424-256-9211. Sign up today.
All right, Dr. Barbour, how you doing today?
Good. Thank you.
I actually pushed the wrong intro, but it works out anyway. How's everything going?
Man, it's all right today on a Monday. It's all right today.
Good.
Glad to be here. Glad to be with you and all your energy.
Thank you very much. I met this gentleman about 2 weeks ago at the Barbour Library right there in my hometown, right there on Carlton, between Carlton and Jarvis. And I was invited by another friend of his, a guy that works with him. And I can't think of his name right now, but don't hold that to me. It's going to come to me in a second. And when I was there, I learned about a new program, a new project, and a program that's coming to our area. And I thought it would be great to introduce him to the area through this podcast, let you know what he's doing and what he plans to do, and so y'all can meet him and see what he's all about. Great guy. I want to welcome to the show right now, Dr. Jack Barbour of SCHARP. Dr. Barbour, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm so glad and grateful to have this opportunity to talk with you and all of the people in your network and in Compton and Willowbrook area. It's just really a grateful experience.
Thank you, Dr. Barbour. Explain to folks what SCHARP is.
Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
SCHARP is an acronym. It says SCHARP, sort of like the A is there because we needed a vowel. Like
okay.
And it stands for Southern California Health and Rehabilitation Programs. So that is a mouthful. But SCHARP has been in existence. We started SCHARP in February of 1994.
Okay.
And it was really started by another Black psychiatrist and myself. The two of us looked at each other in the eye and said, what can we do as a response to the civil unrest that occurred during that time? Okay. Maybe that was during the time of Rodney King, and that the community was very demonstrably impacted by all the kinds of things that we know still exist today, including structural racism. And so we actually decided we would start a nonprofit organization to provide mental health care and behavioral health care to those in our community. And that community was South LA. And so in 1994, we started very small with a drop-in center in South Los Angeles. And over 31 years, we have gradually increased our reach to constituents in South Los Angeles and Compton to provide services, mental health services for those who are impacted by homelessness, substance abuse, incarceration, and just been frequently hospitalized because for one reason or another they haven't been able to make a good community transition. So those services that we do and have been doing over the last 31 years have increased, and so now they include children's services as well. We work with specialized foster care population to provide a wraparound program.
Okay.
And our headquarters is in Linwood, right down the street from Willowbrook. Okay. And I'm talking from Linwood right now. But that's our headquarters, our administrative headquarters, but our children's programs are there as well. And we're just really excited to expand the menu of services that we can provide to our population, to our people in South Los Angeles. It's so important that there are resources that are available that are distributed throughout the county in an equitable way. And so we're glad to be a part of that distribution of resources.
That's fantastic. Now, you said you started in '94 riots. I know there was a lot of different issues. I mean, even if people didn't participate in the riots, just watching the buildings burn, people riot, the reason why it started in the first place, I can imagine that could be very traumatic for a lot of people. Is there any particular personalities or any individual traits that can spark a person to have a mental issue?
Well, yes. The experience of trauma can really play a role in it. And how do you have trauma? Trauma comes in all kinds of flavors and colors and avenues. So just the experience of your neighborhood being in flames, with a disorganized community that's been scattered by violence and fearful of going outside your house because of the level of disruption in the community, is a community-based trauma that can really affect the population. It makes people skittish to come out for services. It makes them skittish to go get groceries. It makes them skittish from going to work, from taking the bus, from using Metro. And it can cause all kinds of reoccurring thoughts and panic reactions. And so that's one way in terms of a community trauma that one can endure. Other kinds of trauma have to do with just having difficulty in early childhood. And we've learned that adverse childhood experiences really impact how one does as an adult, and also impacts one's health as an adult. If foster home placements, and in our case, in the kids that we see in our community that we serve, are impacted by multiple foster home placements. And often in those placements, traumatic experiences occur between any number of situations.
Right.
In a foster home.
Also, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but also incarceration is traumatic, and repeated incarcerations are traumatic, and really impact how well one can adjust to a community setting, because time is lost, and that experience is so detrimental to one's flourishing outside of an incarcerated state.
Okay. Now, you said something a minute ago, and as you were talking about people being afraid to go outside, being afraid to be on the Metro, being afraid to go shopping, that sounds like something that people are experiencing right now in regards to ICE being in the community. at any given moment, a family can be scooped up and thrown in the custody based on the color of their skin. So we definitely will. Your services are definitely needed in the community because, again, when you wake up one morning and you have a target on your back for whatever reason, and right now it's based around Latinos and people from Mexico, whatever the case may be. But that's the same. What you just described is the same thing that they're going through right now.
To have race-based trauma is what we in the African American community and Black community have known for generations in terms of difficulty with advancement, punitive discrimination in all forms. What the brown community is experiencing now is something that we've experienced for a long time. And we know that within our services, many people are very fearful to coming to seek treatment because they see us as a public entity, and they are very afraid to engage, and also afraid to go to school, and afraid to take public transportation, and so yes, and what affects one of us affects all of us. And so out of this particular situation, I think there's the opportunity for all of us to have much more gratitude and understanding, and it brings people together. I think there's that opportunity.
Okay. Now, the reason why we met, you're building a facility, a brand new facility from the ground up, right there on the corner of 135th and Avalon. Can you tell us about this facility? Because it sounds like it's going to be pretty busy over there if this thing keeps up with our current administration.
Well, what we're building is a crisis stabilization unit and a treatment center. And so what that means is that we will have an opportunity, 135th and Avalon. If you go there right now, you'll see an empty site, but we're on the verge of the construction. And at that site, there's the opportunity for people who have crisis situations to come and receive some healing, just some healing for a moment. They can stay for 24 hours. And then there's the possibility, if they need residential treatment, to be transferred to within that facility to a residential treatment center for up to 60 days. So what we're talking about is people in having a crisis stabilization unit that's really directly in the community. It's not in an institution. We hope that people understand that our approach is really community centered, with people who work and understand the community, work in the community, and understand the community. We expect people that we may anticipate individuals or families coming to the crisis center. They may have one loved one who is going through an issue in which maybe they have been in psychiatric treatment and have no medicine. Well, we can actually help right that ship. They may have housing insecurity issues. We would look to be able to right that ship. There may be some interaction with the community where there may be a violent issue that's going on. We hope to have the individual and be able to approach it in a way that reduces that risk and decompresses some of the issues that exist in the community. And we also will have the ability to work collaboratively with law enforcement, so that people who might end up incarcerated would come to us, so that they would be in a proper place, that not an incarceration setting, but in a place where they would be able to receive behavioral health, mental health treatment, and that it's appropriate, maybe stay with us for 60 days, or maybe be able to go back to their family in a more in a more well state. And so we'll be open 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's going to be an exciting opportunity to partner with the community to provide these services in a non-institution. And we expect to be busy, but I think that it'll be a real beacon of hope for all people in South Los Angeles, but especially for Willowbrook Compton, because there's nothing like that in the community as it is.
Got a question for you. If a youngster under 18 is having problems at home, at school, is a facility available for them as well?
Well, our facilities, the way we're funded is for 18 years up.
Okay.
So if they're 18, we can work with it.
Okay.
If they're 17, we'll probably try to do something here, you know?
Okay.
But it is generally, but if it's not a crisis, if they come in, we can certainly address it. And we have outpatient programs. We have outpatient children's programs. We have outpatient adult programs. So we see this as an entry point to help those who, if their crisis is in the family or they're not doing well, they're not going to school, this is an opportunity to actually get people referred to the proper channels.
Gotcha. Okay. How do you overcome the stigma that's attached to mental health? A lot of people, I work with prostate cancer, and men automatically figure if you get a digital rectal exam, you might have changed teams overnight. And that's crazy. One day we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But on the same token, some people, not all, feel if you go to a rehabilitation center that you're crazy, that you may have a mental issue. And there is a lot of stigma that comes with, requiring mental health. How do you overcome that?
I think that I think a lot of outreach and having people on your staff who've had lived experience with mental health issues, help others in the community understand that it is not something to be stigmatized. People, our best messengers around the normalization of having a problem or a mental health issue are our staff who are able to express what their issues have been themselves and make that connection to people in the community, to not feel like, oh, he's crazy or they're crazy or that this is something that is a stigmatized issue. I think the more spaces and places that there are to serve individuals who will have some type of a problem, emotional issue, or a family relational issue, the more places that there are makes it more normalized and more available. Having things available makes it feel as if it's not foreign. Okay. And I think that's really important. That's really important. And actually being able to translate what your experience is and how you can solve this with another community member is helpful too. Prostate cancer has some of those same aspects. If you have somebody who's close to you or who you know in the community who has prostate cancer or has had an adverse experience or a death from prostate cancer, it tends to broaden your awareness of it.
Right.
And in the vein of just talking about prostate cancer and mental health treatment and all that, I last year had prostate surgery in October, and it's a black man's issue because we're disproportionately affected, and so
I'm a survivor as well, so I totally understand.
Yes. But one of the things that why I think we may fight a little bit of the stigma issue is because there's so much unmet need for people who don't even feel stigmatized.
Okay.
Willowbrook ranks as one of the LA County's communities' greatest behavioral health area where the greatest behavioral health disparities exist. A lot of people at the MLK Community Hospital, their psychiatric their emergency room, they board over 12 patients a day without an evaluation or a place to be sent out. They're swamped, and they're swamped, and and that's why there's such a tremendous need. 44% of adults in Willowbrook, according to a survey, report some psychological distress, and that's more than other parts of LA County, significantly.
I can see that.
And 26% report depressive symptoms, and 38% report food insecurity. So what we're experiencing is really in our community, the social determinants of health, which are really impact one's mental health.
Wow.
Lack of housing, insecure housing, food scarcity, food deserts, are among some of the social determinants that impact one's well-being in a community setting.
Wow. We call it home. We call it home.
That's right. Yes. So
when will we be breaking ground on the facility on 135th?
In December, early December. And I encourage all community members to come when we have that date. It's almost set. We're waiting for a few important people and their availability. It'll be early December.
Let me know. I'd love to cover it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I would love to cover it.
So just to let you know, look, just one other thing I just wanted to say. If we're talking about our crisis stabilization, their chairs where people will be attended to, we anticipate that we'll serve over 4,000 individuals on an annual basis.
Wow.
So it'll really have an impact.
Okay, fantastic. Once you break ground, what's the estimated time of completion?
It'll probably be about 7 months, 7 to 8 months.
Okay.
That's what I've been told lately. So we must be open by June of 2027, but we're shooting for June 2026.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else you want to share with before we wrap up?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to have this conversation.
Okay.
Because
you're welcome.
It's really a great opportunity to serve localized people who have been impacted by trauma, who have family dynamics, and it will help the community in so many different ways. And we look for employment opportunities as well. So I really am just so enthusiastic about it, and so glad to be here to talk with you about it.
Thank you. Is there a website they can locate you at?
Yes, SCHARPCA.org. That's SCHARPCA.org.
All right, folks. You're live with Dr. Barbour, Dr. Jack Barbour, MD of SHARP and SHARP.org. Great facility coming to our community. Looking forward to working with you in the future. And please keep us posted so we can come out there and help you dig, put that shovel in the ground.
We're looking for a great ceremony. All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
Thanks.
All right.